Jacobs proudly present a different kind of club. New Club Class. Club Class is a touch more indulgent and comes in 3 stunning varieties. New Jacobs Club Class. Club with class.
Oh, what's love got to do? Got to do with it. I don't want to lose you.
Simply stunning. Tina Turner, her greatest hits.
Oh no, we don't need another hero.
From River Deep Mountain High to Private Dancer and Simply the Best.
Simply the best.
Simply Tina. Simply the best.
Better than all the rest. How do you remember life's necessities? How'd you know the things they all prefer? What tells you what to do to make them warm to you? What makes the meal you cook them cause a stir? Cross and Blackwell.
Try turkey casserole, a great new recipe.
Cross and Blackwell. Today's great tastes. Black coffee is my name. Black coffee with not a thing. Hot black coffee now, freshly ground and fully packed. See, hot black coffee, boys. Well, that's what it's
Rich,
like.
dark, blend 37. A blend of strength.
In the Allied sale, these stylish ready-made curtains are half price, and there's half price savings on made-to-measure curtains too.
That gators, they're picking my eyeballs all morning. And I'm hankering for something bigger than Lady Liberty on a ship. And no darn chicken lip. You catch my drift?
Drifter, the 2-fingered chocolate bar with caramel and wafer.
Passes the triple-A overhead manifold sprocket.
Big English, boy.
Do you catch my drift?
A little help from a passing dragon.
Stay right where you are.
And some good advice. Lovely. Yeah. And taking care not to become a tasty snack for the local wildlife, the adventurer can triumph over nasties and monsters alike to become a true champion. Nightmare, the ultimate adventure, Friday afternoons on Anglia.
In just over 2 minutes, there'll be a full roundup of today's events in the Anglia region.
Good evening. During the next 2 or 3 days, southeasterly winds will bring some very warm air into the region, and I think those southeasterlies will keep us dry, probably through into the second half of the weekend. The satellite picture shows a lot of cloud over the British Isles. There is a clearer slot just down to the southeast of it, and that looks as though it's working its way towards us. Putting on the chart, you'll see that the thicker cloud in here is associated with this weather front that's been giving some very heavy rain down through Wales and into central southern England, but I don't think it's going to make any further progress northeastwards towards us. We're really on the fringe of the unsettled weather associated with that area of low pressure, and the low is starting to fill, so that by the middle of tomorrow we'll still be on the very edge of that unsettled weather, with a southeasterly, as I say, bringing in that warm air and the high pressure holding just up to the north of us. So I think for this evening and tonight, the dry weather continuing. For a time, I think the skies will start to clear as that clearer air comes in. The east coast, though, still rather misty with some low cloud, and with largely clear skies at times and generally light winds, it looks as though patchy mist and fog will develop, much as it did last night. And at times, I think, later on in the night, the visibility down in places below 100 yards. A very mild night, the minimum temperatures around the 10 to 12 degrees Celsius mark. The wind's quite light inland, a little bit fresh at times down near the east coast for a time overnight. Then tomorrow it looks as though we'll start off dull and misty with some patchy fog holding on for a time into the morning. Then gradually, I think, as the sun breaks through, some sunny periods develop. It may take some time, though, in the Fenland areas, for example, and I think some coastal areas rather misty through the day. Maximum temperatures certainly well up on average for the early part of October. 21 Celsius would be 70 Fahrenheit. I think that's where the best of the sunshine gets out. A little bit cooler on and near the coast. And then in the outlook for Friday and Saturday, I think the high pressure here will keep us dry and bright. We'll be watching this area of rain during the course of Sunday.
When there's a bargain to be had, antique dealers Oliver and Simon will go to any length to get it. In Never the Twain at 7 o'clock. First, the Anglia News.
Do East Anglia's nuclear stations have less than a year to run?
The Channel Rail link comes into Essex. Some say it's a boost, some say it's a disaster.
As complaints mount against British Rail, Conservatives in Blackpool talk about the Misery Line's future. Good evening. Also tonight, diabetics in East Anglia are asked to take part in a survey to test the effectiveness of different forms of insulin.
And Dr. David Owen, rebel without a party, says in Norwich it's time to declare.
But first tonight, East Anglia's 2 ageing nuclear power stations could be forced to shut down by Christmas because of safety fears. The government's safety watchdog, the Nuclear Installations Inspectorate, say they're concerned about the safety of Sizewell A in Suffolk and Bradwell in Essex. They've now put the onus on Nuclear Electric, who run the stations, to prove that there is no risk. Otherwise, they will be closed down.
Nuclear Electric have until the end of the year to prove their safety case at Sizewell A and Bradwell, after sample welds at a similar Magnox reactor in Wales showed signs of embrittlement. That station has now been shut down. In a letter to Greenpeace, the Nuclear Installations Inspectorate confirmed 4 other stations, including Sizewell and Bradwell, have been told their operation beyond the end of 1991 is subject to the NII approving a revised safety case for the pressure vessel welds. If the welds weaken, cracks would appear in the reactor, and this would lead to a leak of coolant gas containing an element of contamination. But this should be detected before the situation becomes catastrophic. Nuclear Electric insists both stations are operating perfectly safely. Station manager at Sizewell A says their new safety case went before the NII in August.
It's one of many questions which the NII are always asking, and we've agreed with them a timescale for giving a response on that.
But they've set a deadline by the end of the year. Surely then they are very concerned about the condition of the welds.
No, we've agreed a timescale. In fact, we have produced a new, more searching and demanding safety case, proving to higher standards than ever before that our vessels are absolutely safe to carry on operating for years to come.
The NII are still considering their safety review, but have given assurances there is no imminent danger.
Obviously, they've got to now put forward a safety case to us and argue the case for operation beyond December. They have done that. We are in the process of detailed assessment for that. And as I say, you know, before the end of the year, our programme is we should be able to reach some firm conclusion.
Bradwell is 30 years old next year, and fears over safety have come as the station applies for an extension to continue operating into the late 1990s. £11 million are being spent on detailed inspections and modifications to bring it up to modern safety standards. And at Sizewell A, they're also making plans to extend the life of this 25-year-old station.
The Channel Tunnel rail link is now going to run through the south of Essex, a scheme welcomed by some and condemned by others. Essex County Council is in favour. Senior officials said the link would benefit business and tourism across a wide area. But wildlife enthusiasts have reacted angrily and have accused the government of flouting measures to protect the environment.
Rainham Marshes, a barren wilderness where the Channel Tunnel rail link will emerge after crossing the Thames estuary. The route announced by the government is the one supported by Essex County Council. It will provide a direct link from King's Cross in London down to the south coast, crossing the Thames near the M25. Rainham and Dartford are the locations for stations serving Essex.
It's good news for Essex. It's good news for Essex businessmen, good news for Essex business, and good news for people who are coming to Essex as tourists.
Universal Studios are still considering a film-based theme park at Rainham along similar lines to their Hollywood complex. The rail link will provide direct access from Europe. A station will be built close to the existing railway line to Tilbury, and close to the new proposed route for the A13. Conservationists have warned that the rail link threatens valuable sites of special scientific interest. They question whether the government have carried out the environmental assessments required by European law.
They could, I think, be taken to court. That will remain to be seen. But I think more important is that many people who are concerned about the wildlife and countryside will see this as a poor announcement, and they'll see the government flaunting the law effectively.
Things won't change overnight. Planning and constructing the rail link will be a lengthy process, and Essex is not likely to notice its impact until the next century. Timothy Evans, Rainham.
The bodies of a man and woman have been found in a car on fire at an Essex beauty spot. The couple, believed to be man and wife, were found when fire crews were called to deal with the burning vehicle at Cudmore Country Park at East Mersey near Colchester.
Join Terry Underhill after the break, outlining the chores for September for the green-fingered. Gardens for All is next.
C. Y. Mental. T. Response. P. F. N. Physical. K. Intelligence. R. General. Knowledge. A. Watch. T. The. Krypton. Factor.
New Vive from Impulse, a cool, refreshing combination of light fragrance and gentle deodorant. Men just can't help acting on it.
Today, she forgot all about cleaning the bath. She remembered her first love and her present one. She clean forgot about the smooth power of Jif cream, but she remembered a Triumph Spitfire called Roger over and out, and the dreadful day she took him to the breaker's yard. Fortunately, she had plenty of time to remember some of the things she and Roger got up to while she set about cleaning the cooker. Forget cleaning, remember Jif.
Everyone I know loves Cadbury's mini rolls. From my fiery Auntie Phyllis, she says they melt in her mouth. To my twin cousins, Sid and Noel. My mum, well, she'd drop anything. Likewise, my Uncle Sandy.
Nope.
My dad can't get them out of his head, which comes in very handy.
The only mini rolls covered with Cadbury's milk chocolate.
Good as new. Lovely.
Look! I'll see you in courts.
Just remember that you're shopping at a store that is stocking an amazing 50,000 beds a year. That sells a different item every second, so it's reckoned. Carpets, rugs and loads of other gear. All the merchandise you see is of the highest quality at prices that are sure to suit all sorts. So if you're talking tables, choosing chairs or buying beds, then I sincerely hope to see you all in court.
Hey, look. Some of the girls have helped Candy to design their new washing machine.
Well, jolly good for them.
They've made the door higher than before.
I like the sound of that.
And this is interesting. 5 compartments, so it uses detergent really efficiently.
Now you're talking.
The tub and drum are stainless steel, so they're designed to last.
Uh-huh.
And it's still economical with water.
Well, I'll tell you what I think about this washing machine, Celia. I think it's very good looking.
Honestly, if it's not men, it's washing machines.
It's not men.
Candy, designed with you in mind.
Look carefully at the public face an investment company shows. Has it come up with pensions, life assurance and investments to fit your plans exactly? Has it provided attractive-looking returns again and again? And when the financial climate wasn't quite so good, did it still have the experience to produce a pleasing figure at the end of the day? Scottish Widows. Looking good for your money.
The British have always had a certain way of doing things. But Shield contains a deodorant that gives you the confidence to throw off that traditional British reserve and become a little more continental. Shield. For extra confidence, just add water.
Tuesday on Anglia, a cause for celebration in French Fields.
It's our 25th wedding anniversary on Friday week. I think she'd absolutely adore a surprise party.
I was thinking of giving him a surprise party. Emma?
You should do something special.
Well, you know what I've always thought would be a high spot in my life? To have a marquee on the lawn.
French Fields, Tuesday at 8:30 on Anglia.
Graham Kerr fries up some unusual pancakes in half an hour, so get your notebooks ready for some cooking tips at 2:50. And the tips right now are for those who enjoy gardening. Let's join Terry in the potting shed.
Hello and welcome to our magazine programme, the Potting Shed programme. And as usual, we've got a large number of interesting items for you. I'm going to bore you with my trip to America.
Oh, that sounds all right. And we've got some fantastic looking tomatoes and sunflowers.
News from the garden centre.
That's right, and then there's a cartoon quiz.
So, a lot of different items, but I get lots of letters from you. Many thanks. I try and reply to them all, but you know, one of them that fascinated me was Mr. Thresher wrote to me from just outside Taunton about his garden. He actually uses fireplaces as ornaments in his garden.
That sounds rather unusual. Does it come off? It looks quite good, actually, in the
I
photograph.
think they make fascinating features.
Certainly, and there's a statue in front of one of them as well, isn't there?
So that's a garden I must try and visit.
Be interesting.
And you know, a lot of you, if you've got functions, gardens, and you'd like to tell me about them, why don't you write to me at TSW? And if you can put information in about it, it will help. Give me a fair amount of warning. I don't say I can visit you, and I certainly can't always mention things on a programme. You know, things like this. Do you know, was it the weekend, the 20th, 22nd of September, you see the Landscove are going to have a flower festival. But they sent me lovely pictures of the church, interesting detail of Conan Doyle and the churchyard, and the fact the garden is Edward Hyams' garden.
Monday, 10:40. Next tonight, some classic crooning from Elvis. One Night with You.
If it's delicious and light, it's delight. If it's delicious and it's delight.
If it's delicious and light, it's delight.
If it's delicious and light, it's delight.
Delight is a complete range of products that are high in taste, but lower in fat.
If it's delicious and light, it's delight.
Hi, Dad. What's on tonight?
Oh, some old weepy.
Looks like chops to me.
Very droll. There we go.
Ah, Mum's chops usually come with gravy.
Do they? Of course they do.
Next to the toaster in the jar.
Jar? Gravy granules. Just as well I wasn't making
coffee. Can I have one?
It's true, the first 18 years are the worst.
Mummy, promise you'll look after Tufty when
Oh,
I'm
you
gone.
must have seen this a dozen times.
Leave her alone. She's got a lump in her throat.
Must be one of Dad's sprouts. More coffee, Jason.
You know, Canon make photocopiers that go work twice as fast as your average copier. This means you can do whatever you want in half the time. Leaving you the other half to do whatever you want. Time flies when you're having fun. On paper, if anyone can, Canon can.
Now on Anglia, the king at his best. One Night with Elvis Presley.
She's gotta be
Hero, the aftershave for men from Fabergé.
Sorry.
It'll take more than that to wake her. A proper cup of Tetley should do the trick.
Oh, she's stirring.
So am I.
It's all right. It's Tetley.
Sydney, my little prince. It's the best cup of tea I've had in years.
The easiest way to pick up a classic sports car is to collect the vouchers with Shell. Start your collection now.
It was a routine investigation. Some germs were into organized crime. Somebody had to clean up this town, and that somebody was me. So I went to work, wiping out germs and deodorizing the joint. I left it smelling kinda fresh.
Oh, thanks, Lieutenant.
Just doing my job, ma'am. Domestos Fresh. Wipes out germs and freshens up.
Is this for your zits?
No, it's to stop my face from drying out.
What makes your face dry out?
Soap can.
So why do you use it?
To keep my face clean.
But what about your spots?
Since I discovered new Clearasil face wash, spots aren't a problem, because it's medicated. But unlike some soap, its sensitive formula helps stop my skin getting dry and other irritations.
New Clearasil face wash. Tough for spots, but not for your face.
We set the Bird's Eye chef a challenge to make France's famous chicken chasseur better. Better for you, that is.
Take the leanest chicken, so no need for this, all that, for our low-fat sauce, tomatoes, onions and herbs, in their own juices, and a little wine. Here goes.
Bird's Eye Healthy Options. Healthy Options, the best food made better for you.
Today he forgot all about cleaning the kitchen, but he remembered a joke about 2 armadillos in a sauna. He clean forgot the smooth power of Jif cream, but he remembered a certain evening on Lindos with someone called Lisa. In fact, in order to go on remembering it, he forgot about cleaning the bathroom too, at least until Lisa came home. Forget cleaning. Remember Jif.
With the Leeds new home arranger, the pain of house buying's gone, because he helps with all the little things, like getting you turned on.
If, for the walls in your home, a silk finish is a little too shiny, and a matte finish a little too flat, try new vinyl soft sheen from Dulux. Capturing that subtle, natural glow, it will bring a unique softness and warmth to your home. New vinyl soft sheen from Dulux.
With the Scottish Amicable Endowment on your home, you can look forward to 25 years of blissful happiness. Well, very nearly.
Now Snickers comes in king size, it'll satisfy any appetite.
Every sound has its own special meaning. The new Citroën ZX. Everything about it says quality. Fancied a Chinese, so thought I'd treat myself to British lamb stir-fry. Slice some vegetables, cut a lamb steak into strips, slam in a wok, and add lemon juice and soy sauce. British lamb stir-fry. Quick and delicious. Wok could be easier. Be creative. Slam in the lamb.
A great new Zingo game starts in the Sun tomorrow. £5,000 to win on the day every day. £10,000 to win tomorrow. Get your new Zingo card free inside tomorrow's Sun.
Our Billy changes his mind as often as his socks.
Great, Mum.
So in anticipation of these little foibles, I keep his favourite Findus lasagna in reserve. What effect this forsightedness might have on him this time, I've no idea.
Ciao, Mama.
Make a meal of it with Findus lasagna.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
That Friday feeling. You just can't keep it in.
You better watch your mouth, because drinking, smoking and eating rich food can make your breath pong. So always carry Clarettes, breath fresheners with Actisol to help neutralise nasty niffs. And as for tasting nice... They do run. They do run. So don't let us catch you without them.
If you want to stay a pretty boy.
Yeah.
Clarettes, the breath freshener with Actisol in mints and gum.
Give us a kiss then.
Hello there. You know, sometimes photocopiers really crease me up. That's why Canon have made theirs simple enough to use, standing on your head. Just like this. So don't get a headache. Get a Canon. On paper. If anyone can, Canon can.
On the subject of color, I'm with Henry Ford. Okay?
Look carefully at the public face an investment company shows. Has it come up with pensions, life assurance, and investments to fit your plans exactly? Has it provided attractive-looking returns again and again? And when the financial climate wasn't quite so good, did it still have the experience to produce a pleasing figure at the end of the day? Scottish Widows. Looking good for your money.
You may be looking for a car that's small and practical. But you still want a car that feels luxurious. Well, now you've found it, because while the Clio is certainly small, it's perfectly formed.
Nicole?
Papa?
The new Renault Clio.
If you want to be one of the first to celebrate the opening of Euro Disney on April the 12th, pick up this week's Daily Express. The Express has 50 family holidays to be won, and you could be one of the first visitors cruising across the channel with P&O to see the...
Bananarama makes some great videos. Talking of videos, tomorrow at 2:55 in the morning we have, of course, the UK chart show, the ITV chart show, counting down the top-selling singles, and that's tomorrow at 2:55. But next, it's the American singles.